as you already know, we are going to cover the topic which is square and square root. Okay. Now, these are the different points what we try to discuss in this entire class. Okay. So now the first thing is, what is the meaning of a square? So whenever a number, any number, whenever a number is multiplied with the number itself, that makes what? That makes a square. Because in 7th grade, we have already learned about power and exponent, and which is what? Like if I'm multiplying a number with the number itself for several number of times. So instead of writing it like this, we can also write it like 3 raised to the power 4. Correct? Because we are multiplying 3 for the 4 times. Okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Sorry. So if I'm multiplying a number 2 times, so instead of writing it in this way, I can write it 3 raised to the power 2. I can write 4 raised to the power 2. I can write 5 raised to the power 2. So if any number is multiplied 2 times with the number itself, so instead of writing it this, we can write it as a power of 2. And whenever any number is raising to the power 2, that makes what? That makes a square. Understood everybody? What is a square?
Yes, ma'am.
Got it? Okay. Now, can you tell me that why we are calling it square only?
Ma'am, may I tell? Ma'am, because
Yes,
in a
go ahead.
square's area, the all sides are equal, and we find the square of a side to find the area. That's why we say it's square, because we multiply itself by 2.
Absolutely correct. Okay. So that is the reason. Because in geometry, we do have one figure which is known as a square. And in a square, all the sides are equal. And whenever somebody is saying that we are supposed to figure out the area of this square, so what we are doing? We are just multiplying its side with another side, which means we are just finding the side is square. We are just multiplying a side with the side itself, and it is giving us what? Side is square. So the area of the square is what? Side is square, which where we are just multiplying a side with side itself. That is the reason whenever any number is multiplying with the number itself, we are just calling it a square. Understood? Okay. So if I'm writing the square of 3, which is what? 9. So 9 is what? 9 is a perfect square. 9 is what? 9 is a perfect square. And 9 is a perfect square of what? 9 is a perfect square of 3.
3.
Got it, everybody? So as you can see that we do have one square over here, which is of 2 by 2. So when we are multiplying 2 by 2, we will be getting 4. And 4 is a perfect square. And 4 is a perfect square of what? 4 is a perfect square of
2.
Okay. Similarly, if I'm having a square of 3 by 3, and if I'm multiplying 3 by 3, what I'm going to get? I will be getting 9. So 9 is what? 9 is a perfect square. And 9 is a perfect square of what?
3. 3.
3. Similarly, 4, the square of 4, we will be getting 16. So 16 is a what? 16 is a
Perfect
perfect
square.
square. And perfect square of what? 4.
4.
Okay, similarly, 25 is a perfect square of
5.
5. Understood, everybody? Now you got it.
Yes,
What is the square? Why we are calling it a square, and how to figure out a square of any number?
Yes, ma'am.
yes.
Got it, everyone? Okay. Now, so these are the properties of the square number. What I'm going to take after this slide. So here in this slide, you will be able to see a square of the numbers from 1 to 50. Correct, everybody? Okay, we
Yes,
do have a square numbers from number 1 to number 50. Now I'm just going to give you 10 seconds. Just observe this table carefully and tell me that what are your observations? What is a pattern that you can notice? Like, is there any interesting thing which is happening
Ma'am,
over
may
there
I
in
tell?
this entire series? Yes,
Ma'am, may I
go
tell?
ahead. Yes, go
Ma'am,
ahead,
in the
Nidhi.
first term, to get the second term, we add 3. Then what we add it by 2. Similarly, the difference between second and third is 5. Then 7, then 9, then 11, then 13. So there's a difference between each, each perfect square.
Okay, yes, we can take that. Anything else?
अपने गांव में हम चुपे किए आप उनके गांव बता दीजिए वही किया है
Yes, anybody else? Are you able to notice anything?
Ma'am,
Yes, Yashraj, go ahead.
ma'am, the number that end with 1 has its square ending with 1, and the number that end with 9 also has its square ending with 1. And
Very nice. Very
similarly,
good. Very good. And this is happening with each and every digit, correct?
yes, ma'am.
Okay, let's coming to that point only. Now you can see if any number ends at 1, its square is always ending at 1 only. If any number ends at 1, its square ends at 1 only. Similarly, if any number ends at 9, its square also ends at 1. So which means what we can say, if any number ends at 1 or 9, its square is gonna be end at what? 1. Similarly, if any number ends at 2, its square is gonna be end at what? 4. Okay? And along with 2, if any number ends at 8, the square of that particular number also ends at 4. So what we can say, if any number ends at digit 2 or 8, then the square number will end at 4. Okay? This perfect square will end up at 4. Similarly, if any square number ends at 3 or 7, its square, the perfect square number is gonna be end at 9. If any number ends at 5, is a square number always ends at 5 only. Same for 6. Okay, but along with 6, there is another number which is 4. If any number ends at 4 or 6, its square number is gonna be end at 6. Okay, so on the basis of that, what we can say, if any number ends at 1, 4, 5, 6, 9, then those number can be the perfect square. I am not saying that those number needs to be the perfect square. I am saying those number can be the perfect square number. Okay, got it? If you are writing 24, but 24 is not a perfect square number, no? So, but whatever the perfect square number is there, so definitely they will end either at 1, 4, 5, 6 or 9.
Ma'am, at 0.
Yeah,
Because
0 we will talk about, because 0 is having another theory. Okay, not only 0. If we are talking about the perfect square of 0, so the certain number of 0 needs to be there to become a perfect square, correct? Okay, so that's why I'm not including 0 right now. Okay, everybody. Now, what is the next thing that we can observe over here? That if any number ends at 2, 3, and 7, 8, these number can never be the perfect square of any number. If any number ends at 2, 3, 7, or 8, these number can never be the perfect square of any number. Understood, everybody?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes?
yes, ma'am.
What is the third thing that you can notice?
Ma'am,
Yes, Raj, tell me.
ma'am, the like 10 square is 100. It means the square of any number that end with 0 has the square root of 2 zeros.
Correct. Any other thing?
Ma'am, just a second. So few of the students without the videos are here. So I would request Prathit and Sridhar to keep the videos on.
Ma'am, I had a connectivity issue, ma'am. That's why I cannot put my video on. It's not working.
Okay, Sridhar, keep your video on, please. Sridhar, am I audible? Yeah, thank you. Thank you.
Okay. So just look at this table carefully and tell me if I'm finding the square of an even number, what I'm getting in result?
Always an even number, and an odd
Always an
number
even number.
and an odd number will always get the square as odd number.
And if I'm finding the square of odd number, that will be always an odd number. Got it, everybody? Yes, so these are the interesting facts about the square numbers. So what we have learned? We have learned the square of 1 will always be 1 only. Correct? And a square of any positive number will always remain positive. If we are finding a positive 4 square, that will give us 16 only. But If I'm finding the square of -4, that will also give us 16 only.
Ma'am, because minus and minus when multiplied creates positive.
Correct, absolutely correct. Okay, so that is why it doesn't even matter your number is positive or negative. If you are finding the square answer and the perfect square number will always be positive. Understood, everybody? And the square of 0 is 0 itself. Okay, now another interesting fact. Whenever we are multiplying any root number with the same root number, then root will got cancelled out, and in the end we will be getting the number itself as our answer. So in short, we can say the square of any root number will be the number itself.
Ma'am, so
Understood,
basically
everybody?
square cuts the square root.
Correct. Yes, that is also one of the reasons. Got it, everybody? And the unit place of a square of any even number will always be an even number. Okay? The unit digit 1 or 9 will get the square and set 1. The unit digit 4 or 6 will get the square and set 6. Okay? Got it, everybody?
Yes,
Okay.
ma'am.
So now we are moving towards the square of negative number that you already know that needs to be positive only. Okay, can you now let's talk about the number of zeros. So if I'm asking, what is the square of 10?
100.
100. What is the square of 100?
10,000.
10,000. What is the square of 1,000?
1 lakh.
10 lakh. 10 lakh.
10 lakh.
Now there is also one pattern.
Ma'am, two zeros keep adding.
Mhm. See what is the pattern. How many zeros are here?
1.
In the square number, how many zeros will be there?
2.
How many zeros are here?
2.
In the square number, how many zeros are here?
4.
3.
How many zeros are here?
3.
In a square number, how many zeros are there?
6.
So what is the pattern? Every
Multiply by
time the
2.
square number.
Multiply by 2.
Correct. So whenever any number is there which contains 0 and we are finding the square. So in the perfect square, the zeros will get multiplied by 2, which means the 0 will be become twice of that. Okay. So if any number is having 4 zeros, then perfect square number, how many zeros will be there? 2.
Multiply by 2.
Multiply by 2 and what we are getting? 8. Correct, everybody? Okay, so this
Yes.
is the pattern about 0. Okay, and if any number contains a odd number of zeros, that particular number can never be the perfect square number. So, being a perfect square number, the number of zeros should be even. Got it? Okay.
Yes.
To become a perfect square number, every number should have a number of zeros, even number of zeros. Okay, if odd number of zeros are there like 3 and 5, that particular number cannot be the perfect square. Yes, Yuvan.
Ma'am, so for example, if we take even number of zeros and 5, so is 500 also a perfect square?
No. But okay, see, the case is for being a perfect square, even number of zeros should be there. But every number that contains a even number of zeros, that is not a perfect square.
Okay, ma'am.
Remember what we have done in that table. Any number ends at 1 and what we can say the 4, 5, 6. Okay, those number can be the perfect square. Again, we are not saying that these number needs to be the perfect square number. Have to be a perfect square number. What we are saying can be the perfect square number. Because we do have 21. 21 is not a perfect square number. But when we have 81, 81 is a perfect square number. Correct?
Yes.
So on the basis of that, we cannot judge. Okay, so every number is having its own criteria. Everything is having its own criteria. Okay, on the basis of that only we can judge. Got it? Okay, so now let me know one more thing. Okay, Arnav, tell me. If I'm asking that how many numbers are there between the square of 14 and 15? And yes, Raj, for you, how many numbers will be there between the square of 22 and 23? And Yuvan, for you, how many numbers are there between the square of 98 and 99? Everybody, you all need to solve it. Okay, it's not like that. If I'm asking to them, only they will be answerable. Okay, if you know the answer, you can tell.
Ma'am, did you say from or between?
Between.
Between. Okay, ma'am.
The square of 98 and
28.
99. How many square numbers are there?
मैम 14 स्क्वायर और 15 स्क्वायर के बीच में 28 है.
28. Are you sure?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. What about you,
Ma'am,
Yashraj?
ma'am, 98 square और 99 square के बीच में 195 है.
195.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. What about you, Yashraj?
Ma'am, I cannot solve that.
Why? I'm just asking now how many square numbers are there between the square of 22 and the square of 23.
Excuse me, ma'am.
Yes, yes.
Ma'am, can I say the answer of between 14 square and 15
Yeah,
square?
go ahead.
29.
29, okay. And about this one, the 22 and 23? Anybody else?
I'll check it out, ma'am.
Aryan?
Ma'am, I'm solving it.
Yuman?
Ma'am, wait, let me solve this.
Arnav?
Ma'am, it's 45.
Prathit? 45, okay. Okay, so let me guess like what you all are doing. So you all are finding the square of 14, which is 196, and the square of 15, which is 225, and then you are subtracting them. Correct? You are doing this thing only, everybody?
And
Are
Yes,
you
ma'am, then
solving it
minus
that
1
way
also.
only? Huh?
And ma'am, after the subtraction, minus 1 also because it
So
is different.
you all are solving it like that. Correct?
Yes.
If I'm saying that you can easily figure out this thing within a second without using your pen and paper, then how can you do that?
मैम मैंने दिमाग में किया सब कुछ.
But you took time. No, I'm saying within a second you can solve it. You will be able to solve it. Okay. So for that, what we can do, okay, let me tell you. Here the answer needs to be 28. Here the answer needs to be 44. And here the answer needs to be 199. Sorry,
Ma'am,
196.
multiplying it by 2.
Correct. This is the only trick what we can use.
Ma'am, but I guess this only works for consecutive numbers,
Yeah,
right?
definitely. For non-consecutive numbers, we do have another one. Okay. This formula and this trick work for the consecutive number. So whenever like whatever the questions I gave you, all are the consecutive numbers only, no? But for that also it took time. Okay.
हमें कौन से नंबर का into 2 करना
The
है?
smaller number. Like if I am asking the square of 14 and the square of 15, so the smaller number is 14 only. So you are supposed to multiply 14 by 2. Then you are getting 20. Got it? Understood? So we do have one formula which is 2n. Okay, which means 2 times a smaller number. That many numbers will lie between the square of two consecutive numbers. And when we do have non-consecutive numbers, suppose I am having the square of 10 and the square of 12. These are non-consecutive numbers. For that, what we can do? We are supposed to write them in this form, no? 12 square minus 10 square. So we can use the identity over here, which is a minus b and a plus b. A minus b gives us 2, A plus B gives us 22. Answer needs to be 44. Got it? We are using the identity A square minus B square, which is A plus B and A minus B. This will work for non-consecutive numbers. Got it, everybody? Okay. Now let's move towards the next thing, which is Pythagorean triplet. Now, what is that? So I guess that you all have heard about Pythagoras theorem.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes,
वही है,
ma'am.
but
Yes,
ma'am
ma'am.
वही same है.
Triangle, triangle.
Hypotenuse equals hypotenuse square equals to the base and the height.
Correct. The square of the longest side, which is hypotenuse, is always equals to the square of the sum of other two sides. Correct?
Yes.
The same thing we are going to apply over here. So to check like whether the three numbers are forming a Pythagorean triplet or not, we need to go and we need
मम्मी
to get
right angle triangles के साथ ही होता है सिर्फ.
Now here we need to check the square of the largest number should equals to the sum of the square of other two numbers. So the square of 5 is 25. The square of 3 is 9. The square of 4 is 16. And 9 plus 16 we are getting 25, and which is equals to 25. Correct? So which means these three numbers are forming a Pythagorean triplet. Okay.
Yes,
Now the question is, if out of these three numbers I am having only one number, which is 4. Okay, now how I am supposed to figure out other two numbers of this Pythagorean triplet? How can I do that?
3 and 5.
Yeah, that you know, but if you don't know, if you know only 4, then how you are going to figure it out?
And 2 and 1 maybe?
Ma'am, we subtract one side by one and add one to the other side.
Suppose from the Pythagorean triplet, I do have one number which is 8. Now, how do I figure out other two numbers?
मैम इसको divided by 2 plus 1 multiplied by 2
No. First so for this, we do have three members in a Pythagorean triplet, which are 2m, m square minus 1 and m square plus 1. Okay, 2m, m square minus 1 and m square plus 1. Now we need to check, like, in this number, if we are going to subtract 1 or add 1, so it can be the perfect square. Yes, in 8, if I'm going to add 1, it becomes a perfect square number, correct? So I will take it is equals to m square minus 1 and I will put it 8. So I will be getting m square is equals to 8 plus 1 and I am getting what? The value of m square is 9. So the value of m needs to be what? 3. Correct? Okay.
Yes.
So now I can put it over here. Now another member is 2m. So 2 times 3 I will be getting what? 6. This is one of the member. And now I'm going to put it over here and I will be getting what? 3 square plus 1, which is 9 plus 1, and I'm getting what?
10.
And this is another number. So now the triplet what I'm getting is 6, 8 and 10.
Ma'am, but what if we consider 8 as the 2m?
No, that's what I'm saying. No? First we need to see and first we need to check if I'm going to add or subtract minus 1 or add or subtract 1 from it. So I'm getting a perfect square number or not. If I'm not getting, then only I will go with 2m. Like in this case, in the case of 4, if I'm going to subtract 1 or add 1, I'm not getting any perfect square number. So I will put 4 equals to 2m. And when I'm putting 4 equals to 2m, the value of m I will be getting 2. Now I can put it over here. The square of 2 minus 1 gives me 4 minus 1, 3. And the square of 2 plus 1 gives me 4 plus 1, 5. Got it?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So now we do have a square root. Now what is square root?
Ma'am,
So
can you please go on the last slide? I just wanted to take a screenshot. Last slide. Yes. Yes, ma'am. Now we can go.
Okay, now we do have a square root. So what is square root? If I'm multiplying a number with the number itself, I'm getting what? I'm getting a perfect square number. So what I can say, this 16 is a perfect square number. And 16 is a perfect square of what? 4. So to write it in a short form, I can write 16 like this. And this symbol is for a square root. And the square root of 16 is what? 4. Understood? So the number what we are multiplying with the number itself, and we are getting another number. So that is known as the square root of that particular number. Understood? Now just tell me, what is the square root of 9?
3.
What is the square root of 25?
5.
What is the square root of 49?
7.
What is the square root of 121?
11.
11.
Got it? Okay. And this square root can also be known as the power of 1 by 2. Power of half. Okay. Got it, everybody?
Yes,
Yes,
ma'am.
ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Now, we do have a different methods to find this square roots. We do have a prime factorization method and long division method. In this class, we will be covering a prime factorization method. So I hope you already know about the prime factorization, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Now, if I'm saying that we need to find the square root of 196, then we can divide it by 2 and we will be getting what?
98.
98. Then again by 2, we will be getting.
49.
49.
Then again by 2, 7, we will be getting 7. Then again by 7, we will be getting 1. Now, to make it to figure out the square root, since, okay, what is the meaning of a square when we are multiplying a number 2 times, correct? So here also we need to make a pair of 2 numbers together like this. So from this pair we are getting 1, 2. From this pair we are getting 1, 7. Now we need to multiply both. We will be getting 14. So that means what? The square root of 196 is what? 14. Or the square of 14 is what? 196. Got it, everybody? Understood?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. Now, this method we will be doing in our another class. Now, this is the question related to the last thing what we did. We need to find the smallest number by which 180 should be multiplied so the product becomes a perfect square number. We already know that 180 is not a perfect square number since it is having only one zero, single zero. It cannot be the perfect square number. So by which number I can multiply this 180 so it becomes a perfect square number? How can we solve it? Let me give you one hint. Just do the prime factorization of 180.
Ma'am, but I didn't understand properly the last one.
No worries. Let's do this. That is only the prime factorization, nothing else. Okay, but no worries. Let's do the prime factorization of 180. Do you know now how to do the prime factorization?
Yes, ma'am.
So this 180,
Excuse me, ma'am, I got the answer.
2,
how many times?
90.
Then
2,
45,
45. 5,
5, 9,
9,
5.
3,
3,
3,
1.
1.
now since we are talking about the square, so we need to take everything in pair only. This 2 is having pair, this 3 is having pair. But what about this 5? This 5 is not having pair. That is why 180 is not a perfect square number because every number is not we are getting in a pair. Correct. Now this 5 is all alone. If we are going to multiply this entire thing with another 5, this 5 will also be having its pair.
Yes.
Correct. And it becomes a perfect square number. Question is asking the same thing only by which we need to multiply so it becomes a perfect square number. So
5.
180, if we are going to multiply by 5, it becomes 900 and 900 becomes a perfect square number. Understood, everybody? So whatever number is all alone, we need to multiply with the same number to make any number a perfect square number. Got it, everybody? This number could be a single number. This number could be the 2 numbers, 3 numbers, 4 numbers like that as well. Okay, everyone? Understood?
Yes, ma'am.
Next. Write a Pythagorean triplet whose one number is 14. From the Pythagorean triplet, one number is 14. One member is 14. We need to figure out other two members. Yes, tell me.
Ma'am, B option.
Ma'am, B.
Okay, how?
Ma'am, because when we take 14 plus 1 and minus 1 doesn't give a perfect square, so we consider it as 2m.
Correct.
Then the m equals to 7 and 7 square equals 49 and 48
Very
equals
good.
49 minus 1 and 50 equals 49 plus 1.
Very nice. So we will be getting 14, 48 and 50. Correct? Yes, very nice. Next. Which 5 numbers are the perfect square number out of the options?
Ma'am, A option.
A.
Ma'am, option A.
Option A.
Now we need to find the value of this. Root 99 times root 396. How can we solve it? Simply we can write it as 99 times 396, the entire root. But how do we solve it? Let me guess it like what you all are doing. You are just multiplying these two numbers and then trying to find the square root. No, everybody, you all are doing the same thing.
No, but I'm trying to do something different because I know this will take a lot of time.
Okay, so what you are doing?
Ma'am, I guess there is some like formula A minus B multiplied by A plus B. No, some other formula. That was for some other one.
No.
Ma'am,
Let's do the prime factorization of 99 and 396 separately. Do it.
ma'am, it's 198.
Ma'am, it's 99. It is 3 multiplied by 3
Raj,
multiplied by...
absolutely correct. Absolutely correct, Rishas. So we need to do it 33 times, then 3 11 times. Okay, then here we will go with 3, 1, 3, 2 times. Then we can go with 3 again.
1, 2 also.
Correct. We can go with 2 as well.
And ma'am, then 3 also.
मैम वरना सबसे छोटे प्राइम नंबर से करते हैं ना?
Yes, absolutely correct. So if we are going to write them, we will be getting 3 times 3 times 11 times 11 times 2 times 2 times 3 times 3 and the entire root. Now to remove the root, we need numbers in pair. We do have a pair of 3. We do have a pair of 11. We do have a pair of 2. We do have a pair of 3. And when we are going to multiply all of them together, we will be getting 198. So 198 needs to be the correct answer. Got it, everybody? Okay. Now the next question. A sports teacher wants to arrange 1,826 students in a field such that the number of the rows is equals to the number of columns. How many rows are there? That needs to be the equals to number of columns. So find the number of the rows if 62 were left out of the arrangement. How many total students are there?
1826. 1826. So ma'am, we will minus 62
Correct.
by...
And how many were left out? 62. So if we are going to subtract 1,826 and 62, what we will be getting?
1764.
1762.
Correct.
No, sorry.
64.
1764.
1720.
And according to the question, the number of the rows is equals to the number of column. So which means we need to figure out this 1764 is a square of which number? So basically we are finding the square root of 1764.
Ma'am, answer is 42.
Answer needs to be 42. Got it, everybody?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.